Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 25 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on Maizy Farms. This is a new mod map out from Shantyboys Map Creations. 55.18 megabytes download. There are no required mods to download. There are no custom crops. Contracts are available. What should we start with? Let's start with the map. The map looks like this. Now, this is kind of, it's good to go as it is, 100%. But this also has a kind of feel of a make it what you want style map as well. There's plenty of scope for development and change and addition. Some areas for placeables and productions and new farms or whatever it is you want to do. Field prices and plots are varied. Let's just say that. Field prices are pretty good for the size fields. Not too bad at all. What I will say is plot prices, however, there are 3 farms on the map. As you can see, I'm on New Farmer, and you start with this farm plot. Now, you also start with a couple of fields as well, what, 2 or 3. But all these fields are separate. This is the plot, which is kind of like the verges, the periphery of the map, but there are 3 sections that do this, one for each farm, which takes in the main farm itself. So this is plot 37, just here. So if you come onto a farm manager and start from scratch, you don't own this. This plot is 778,356. So you do get all this extra land, but that's what the main farm is on. The other 2 we're going to purchase is down here. This plot is plot 38. 930,048. So we buy that plot there. You get this farm here and all of this land around the edges of the field, but you don't get the fields. And then this plot up here is plot 36. That's 932,100. And again, you get all of this farm, all the bits around the edges of the fields, but you don't get the fields. So this section down here is all separate. This is all forestry, and forestry plot prices not too bad, considering what you can make from forestry. Pretty good. What's also cool as well is you've got a river that runs down through here with a bridge. So to go over to these 2 fields over this side, you need to cross the bridge. It's a little feature, but it's a nice little feature. I like that. I like that touch. There's also this plot here, 47. This is 43,032. Not too expensive. That gets you the biogas plant. The biogas plant is removable. Now, a lot of this stuff, it's not packed with decoration. So that's what I'm saying. It gives you plenty of scope for making it your own, for adding more stuff in if you want to. There's also this plot just here, 46. That's got houses and stuff on it. You can buy that plot, and again, that gives you some scope for, decoration and things like that, whatever it is you might want to do. And right up to the north, we've got plot 45. That's not a field plot, that's a grass plot with a lake on it. Again, a placeables point, a new farm point, whatever it is you might want to do up there, or you might just want it for the grass. That, of course, again, is entirely up to you. So it does say there are 25 collectibles. What else have I got on my notes? Oh yeah, come out of there, let's go into our build mode. So under build mode, nothing under sheds, but under silos, if we come down here, we have got this one, the NL1622-2000. That is a 20 million litre, has been altered. This silo is a 20 million litre. This one here is a 50 million litre, but they are all standard crop types. They're not multi-fruit silos. And then the bale and pallet storage has been up from 250 to a 500 under silos. There we've got Lime Station, Maizy Farm. Now that Lime Station is Lime Station Plus, so it's lime, solid fertilizer and seed. You can buy from those. I think there's one of those at each farm, if I recall from my notes. If we come down to factories, we do have some factories that have been adjusted, converted, changed up a little bit. It does say in the description. It's difficult to tell unless you can do a direct comparison between, side by side. Otherwise, you're constantly just bouncing backwards and forwards. But it does say carpentry production edited for increased inputs and outputs. Paper mill increased production outputs. 3 silos, each one have increased capacity. Bale and pallet storage, it talks about those other things. So there are going to be some capacity, speed alterations, recipe changes on some of the silos in there. But what I would always say when I do my map tours, if you come down to here, you can look at, well, what's owned, when you come onto a new farmer, you only start with a large mushroom greenhouse and a large tarp greenhouse, because that's at the first farm, and then you've got a large mushroom greenhouse and a large tarp greenhouse at each of the other farms. So that's why we've got 6 now, 3 on each farm of each. Biogas plant we've also purchased on there as well. But if we go across to available, you can go down the sides there and you can have a look at the various different things, what's available, what the recipes are, what the cycles per month are. I mean, today, once you're on the map, you know, I would be surprised if people choose to play on a map based upon the recipes and production speeds of productions on the map. I've never done that. I'm more one for the map itself, because you can always add more productions and stuff in if you want to. We'll get on to slot count stuff when we get down to the farm. Actually, should I do it when we get to the first start farm? We'll do it when we get to the first start farm. So we start here at the vehicle shop, just here, with the workshop trigger just over there, just like Riverbend Springs pretty much. This is the reset point of the map as well. I'm going to get myself on the electric vehicles as well to whiz around the map. Across the way just there we've got cereal factory and grain mill, and then we're going to go, and then I think spinnery's just there, and then we're going to whiz around and take in the rest of them up the top here, and I will do a route round that takes in everything, and hopefully it will make sense where we are when we get there. That's the plan. Just bear with me while I get myself a vehicle. Let's go. So around the sides here, excusez-moi. So we do find ourselves, we've got a lot of these kind of, is it mesas? Is it a mesa? But these raised areas. Biogas plant, plot 47 is just down there, which we're going to get to in a minute. So I've already said cereal factory, grain mill and spinnery is just there. That's that plot that I said about that's got houses and stuff on it, which you can purchase. I must admit, I didn't actually check to see, but I would imagine the water tower. Let's buy the plot and see what happens. Don't think it comes up on here, but we'll buy it anyway. Oh no, that's that bit there. It doesn't have it on there. All this, actually, the other thing I didn't check as well, and this is not part of my note. Into demolition mode. I just wondered if you can demolish any of the houses here, seeing as they're decorative. No, but you can, again, like I say, once you've owned this plot, you can then add to these, whether it be decorative items, whether it be, you know, for storytelling, that kind of thing. And I would imagine, and I haven't actually been around to check, that your 25 collectibles, there could be some knocking around in here as well. Who knows? Gas station is just across the way there. And we come around here, we've got our grain elevator sell point. And we've got the grain elevator museum. So the sell point is already here as a sell point. Then the grain elevator museum is just here. So your collectibles and stuff you can bring here. And then you can gradually bring the various different things that are required. I should say to the bottom right. There we go. Wood, beam and planks long. And you can start repairing the grain elevator museum. Again, just like on Riverbend Springs. We come across the way here. We've got the warehouse sell point just up beside the building. And our purchase of palleted items just there. There's your warehouse. Probably going to cut across the grass in a few locations, I would imagine. And that's what I'm saying. It's very open. Plenty of space for big vehicles, equipment and machinery. Big open plan farming. But then you have got lots of option then for whatever you want. Tailor shop just there. Oil mill just through here. Dairy. Bakery behind it. And restaurant sell point is just here. If we come down through this way, we'll swing round and past the biogas plant. And like I said, this is open. You've got the biogas plant on it. It's a 250 kilowatt, fairly standard as far as I can tell, but there is space around it. So as you can also tell, there's no silage clamp here, so you might want to add your own silage clamps in, or you can remove that completely and use this for another biogas plant, a different one, or, you know, or not have it here at all. Again, that's entirely up to you. But I know I keep saying there's lots of scope, but I like that on a map. It can often be difficult when you've got things that are fixed in place. Things like biogas plants and stuff like that, people do have very specific wants and needs and requirements for their biogas plants if they're going to be doing them. And sometimes it can be frustrating when something is locked in and you can't actually do anything about it once it is there. So this I'm going to call farm number 2, because farm number 1 is the main farm that we start with. We're going to be getting to that second, weirdly enough. and then there'll be farm number 3, which we'll get to. We'll cut across the grass just here. Sleeper wardrobe trigger just over the side, and again all these buildings can be removed, including light poles, fixtures, and again there's not a huge amount of decoration, so it's not, you haven't got to spend ages getting rid of stuff, or in some cases on maps there's decoration you can't remove at all, which can be prohibitive to what you want to do on your map. Plenty of shed space, large shed there, large shed to the side just there. We've got fuel tank. The fuel tank is 10,000 litre. They're the refillable ones you can do yourself. Pigs, we've got 657 pig pen. We've got a large mushroom greenhouse, large tarp greenhouse just there. That's our lime seed and fertiliser buy point. Bale and pallet storage at 500 items. And then behind that we've got this one is the NL1622 16,000, and this is the modded version. This is a 50 million litre capacity, but again, like I say, it's standard crop types, not a multi-fruit silo. And then up around the back here we have got cows at 142 with feed robot down the side there on the pen. But again, if you want to remove it you can, and then put in another one. That may be something you wish to do. Now we're going to head up through the woodland. There are, like I said earlier on, there are some forested woodland areas, and what's nice as well, not that again it's not uncommon, but having the various different things that require wood at this location means you haven't got to transport stuff too far. We've got our coopers just there to our right. We've got our paper factory just there, and we've got our carpentry just a bit further along, just there. If we turn in here and come around, we've got the sawmill, and we will come along the side of the river just momentarily. Cut across there. So as we go a bit further on, there's a lighthouse to the right hand side, just along there through the trees, and there's also a little turning we're going to come to in a minute, which brings us out. There's a little it's not a ferry. Well, what's the word I was looking for? It's just a little dock area you can go. I say. I was incredibly impressed on the Silver Run Forest remake, Agro Forests, having that barge you could actually operate, and I'm really hoping we start to see more of that on maps. So just down there you got a little dock area. Yeah, for transportation of goods and stuff like that on maps, I think that would be very cool. But again, it depends whether the modders involved want to share their technology. So just to the right there, if you go along, there's a bridge. Actually, let's drive to it, why not? And those two fields that I said about that were across the other side of the river, that's just through here. As you can see, the woodland is not very dense, it's fairly sparse. There's enough to be cracking on with, and you can always plant more if you want to. So crossing over that big bridge here takes you to these two fields on this side. I say fields, forested areas. I think I said fields earlier, sorry. Forested areas. So we started off here, and we've come up here, round that section, which is where the houses were, round all these sale points here, these ones here, and then we came round here past the biogas plant, down here to, again, farm 2, but one of 3 farms, up through the woodland here and past all these. We've come round there. That's a little turning I said goes out. There's a little lighthouse just here to a dock area, and we're just at the bridge here. So what we're going to do now is head back out, and we're going to go to the start farm. So if I scoot around, start farm's interesting as well. There's I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of like a marshland area, I suppose, is how you describe it. Just to the back of it. It's just nice detailing, I think. We'll just go past the farm momentarily. We're almost at the map edge, actually, just here. But you've got all this area here. It's kind of a... I mean, there's not a lot of forestry to be done here, but you've got this sort of muddy swampland area. But it's another one of those things on a map. If it wasn't here, you'd never know. But the time that's been taken to put this in just adds a whole nother element to the whole thing, you know? I don't know. I just liked it. I like the look of it. I thought it was very cool. Anyway, the main farm, the start farm. So if we come up the side here, we've got a cow barn here, 136. We've got bale and pallet storage at 500. We have got our large tarp greenhouse and our large mushroom greenhouse. We've got a McCormick tractor just tucked away in the barn there. Around the back here, corn header and regular header for our harvester, lime, seed and fertiliser point, fuel point 10,000 litres. Come round there, I think inside here we've got, there we go, planter tucked away in the barn there. Over to the side here we have got, what were the animals at this one? This was sheep, this was 102, 102, looking bottom right. Yep, 102. We've got a silo here. This is a 20 million litre, again, standard crop type silo. We kind of drove past it on the way and I was looking more towards the sheep, but there's our harvester. Our headers were over there. Braid out and cultivator just there. Inside that barn, I know I did lease this for the trip around the map, but tucked away in the barn here, we've got pickup. Just in there, and sleep and wardrobe trigger just here as well. Again, everything can be removed on here, including light poles and stuff, if you want to go completely, you know. So, oh, slot count. Should we talk about slot count? We'll talk about that now. So, the slot count is 1,134. That's on New Farmer. On Farm Manager and Start from Scratch, that comes down to 1,072 because you don't start with any of the vehicles and machinery and equipment. All the buildings are still here at all three farms, including the biogas plant and that kind of stuff as well. So off camera, I removed everything. I got rid of all the light poles, all the buildings, all the vehicles and machinery, the biogas plant. I didn't try to go through and get rid of all the various different productions. I left them where they were. Sometimes you can sell them, but the building remains and you can buy them back again. Sometimes you can completely sell them. I didn't try that. I just did all the farm stuff. I got the slot count down to 944. So if you want to just do a single farm, you can get rid of the other two, whichever ones you want to, you know, that's up to you. Or if you're playing multiplayer, you can have more in. Again, that's up to you. If you remove everything at this farm, it will look like this. And there we go. So what we're going to do is head north out of here, just again because there's a couple of some points of interest. So coming out from here along this trackway, there's a big lake up the top here with a couple of fields. Again, a sort of raised area with a couple of fields. Big lake area with a waterfall. It's just another nice feature on the map. I liked the look of. So we'll whiz up and have a look at that. Plus, we are heading out in that direction anyway on the track that's going that way. So we might as well, because we're coming up here anyway. Check it out. I haven't actually searched around here for any collectibles. I'm not saying there are or aren't. I'm not too sure. We've got our sort of top lake here with a waterfall area round here. Haven't been down into there, but very picturesque. Nice camping spot, that kind of thing. I don't know. You can tell I need to get out again. I need a trip. I need to get into the countryside. So let's head right across. Then we're going to come back around. It's a kind of a weird kind of figure of 8 route I've done today. But you can see what I mean about it's rolling countryside, big open space. Once you come north of the sort of main town, all open. So if you want to plough fields together, you can. If you want to leave them as they are, you can. If you want to use big equipment and machinery, all the Plains and Prairies DLC stuff, you know, go for it. So up to the north here, on our right hand side we've got the farmers market sell point. On the left hand side we've got the canning factory, and then just north of that we have also got that grassland area I was talking about. So it's just a big old lake, grassland area. And again, if you were going to go down a storytelling route, and you might set this up as a campground, or you might have it as another farm, or you might have it, you know, again, whatever you want to do. But it is here if you want to use it. We head back into town. This happened when I did my prep. All the vehicles on the map all seem to be travelling around together. Don't know. Maybe they're just following the bloke at the front and he's lost. I don't know. So, oh, sorry, looking at my notes. Now, I haven't tried landscaping any of those sort of rocky escarpment areas. I know from previous map tours I've done, people say they're not, they don't like the steep, sharp edges on things like that. They prefer to smooth them out and have them more rolling. I haven't tried that. Obviously, if you are going to do anything like that, it's going to require you owning the land around it. But as I always say, save your game first. Make sure it's saved before you try anything like that, because you might get part way through doing the changes and then find it hasn't worked. If you've got your auto save on and then it auto saves, you're in real trouble. So I always have that turned off and then I save the game, then try and make any changes and see where we go. Animal dealer just up here. Actually, you know what I didn't check for to see whether or not, I don't think we can buy any of this plot in the middle. That you can, that's got all those buildings on, but this you can't and this you can't. So this open space here that's got the animal dealer on, you can't actually use it for anything because you can't buy the land. But at the end of the day, there's plenty of other space on the map. So animal dealer point just there, animal dealer sell point just past it, just there. We come round the back. I could follow the roadway around, but I'll cut across the grass. We've got our manure purchase point and our liquid manure, so slurry point. So there's our manure point, slurry point just there for purchasing from the animal dealer. And now we're going to head out west and then northwest to farm number 3. Farm number 3 has got a couple of quirks to it as well. Again, it's that kind of thing. I was like, whoa, okay. And then my brain was like, what? Why? I don't know. It's a curiosity. You'll see. Depends what I've used on the thumbnail. I think I did take an image of it, but I don't know. So again, driving out through the expansive countryside. We've got the Big Farmer's Kiosk just here. And then we're going to take a turn to the right and head up to the final farm. It's like you're heading up to some evil villain's lair, you know, it's got that feel to it. Up on the hillside, a fortified position, you know, it's the sort of place you'd find a castle. Anyway, I don't know. But what's curious about this, you've got these little lake and pond areas to the right, and again, with scope for customization, whether it be for placeables, productions, whatever it might be, it's just an interesting feature. I've been trying to work my head around it, you know. What's cool here, you've got silage clamp, also removable, so you can remove the silage clamp if you want. But I like the silage clamps where you can back up to them and you can tip in. These are all shipping containers. If you remove that, these are shipping containers. But that's not where it's the weirdest. And again, I'm assuming it's a tipping point if you were going to put something else into it. Plus, there's no required mod, so there's nothing I'm missing with regard to something I should have downloaded. But you've got this point here, kind of like an overlook. This is all shipping containers that are kind of, they're built into the rock face and then overlook this open area down here. So I thought, again, is it a production? Am I missing something? But it's, yeah, look. I don't know why, but it is kind of cool. So up into the farm itself. That's something I noticed, actually. It's hard not to point it out, you know, as I'm driving back. Certain bushes and stuff have got a lot of flickering. Don't always encounter that. I'm not quite sure why it's doing it, but anyway. If we turn up here first, we've got our animals. So cows, animals. We've got cows up here first. This is 147, I think it was. Yeah, 147 cows. We've got a chicken pen at the back for 100 chickens. Sleep and wardrobe trigger just here at the farmhouse with some shed space just there. Large shed, there's no workshop actually. Large shed over there, again for tons of equipment machinery, or you can remove it and put something else on it. It's entirely up to you. We come around the side there. We have then got bale and pallet storage at 500 items. We've got a fuel point there, 10,000 litres. lime seed and fertilizer buy point just there. A couple of Quonset type sheds just there. We've then got this silo here is another 20 million litre silo standard crop type. We've got our large mushroom greenhouse and our large tarp greenhouse just here, and that rounds out the map and the farms. I just wanted to double check. Yeah, I don't think I've missed anything. Out to this side is all farmland. There's no sell points that I could tell. It's all forestry down here in the southeast. I think that's all of it. Pretty sure. That's Maizy Farms by Matt, Shantyboys Map Creations. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do, enjoy the rest of your day. And thanks for watching.